Hidden Object Guru here, joined by...
The Gun Wrangler.
For more Viscera cleanup detail / talking about things. I think the first thing we should do is assess... oh, we can get candles? Neat. I'll just interact with that. I would like a candle, please. Nice. Don't know why I need a candle, but I'm happy to have it. Maybe I can burn things. Anyway, let's just drop that candle. And no, doesn't set anything on fire. I'm trying to figure out where do we put the garbage in this level. Do you know? Please swipe your card unit and pull the trank. Do not put gum on or other device.
Quit.
Oh, that's to quit. Oh, okay.
So we're gonna take this bin.
Yeah.
We're gonna head around back.
Oh, you think it's in the backyard?
Yep.
That makes sense. Oh yeah, there we go. There's the bin vendor. So it's got to be back here somewhere. Oh, there it is. That's easy enough. All right, let's go get some buckets of water.
Well, there's this body here, and there's that wood chipper over there.
Oh no, the wood chipper's where we put things, right? Yeah, wood chipper's where we put things. Damn! Take that, Chad. Whoa! I am not okay with that. That was not cool, game. Jesus.
Oh, here's my to the neighbor's yard.
All right, so of course we are here to talk about the hit show of the moment, Star Trek Discovery. Super popular, everybody loves it TV show, Star Trek Discovery. Which I take it you were not a fan of the way the first half season ended.
I'm not sure what it's trying to do.
That is a puzzle.
I was like, okay, well, maybe they're trying to do something sane. Nope.
It definitely got weird at the end there.
We did see some Klingon titties.
We did. That's a new thing. I gotta do with severed head here.
Penny Arcade said it best.
Yeah.
And it was 110% swearing.
That's not a bad description.
All right, Michael Burnham, the shitter's clogged worse than my pecker.
But I gotta say,
you need to unfuck it.
when there is, I gotta say, I was delighted that a show can still surprise me and hit a twist that I didn't see coming. You know?
What twist is this?
That he's the albino Klingon. That's what was happening. Like, that's why she's sexually obsessed with him. That's the torture that he keeps flashing back to. Like, there was a real Ash Tyler at some point, but they genetically engineered the albino Klingon into this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I didn't see that coming. That's an interesting twist.
Yeah, it's definitely a twist.
You know, and I mean, I think it was a good surprise.
It doesn't make any sense, but
what do you mean it doesn't surprise? We know the Klingons can do that.
Oh no, I didn't say it doesn't surprise, but I said it doesn't make sense.
Of course it makes sense. That's a good idea to do. Like, they knew like, if you think about it from their point of view, they wanted to steal the technology, the only technology they could find to deal with the evil guy who had stolen the corpse ship. And the best way they thought to do that was to get someone onto the Discovery. It's a weird roundabout way to go. What'd you find?
Michael Myers mask.
Nice. I found a Jason mask over here.
Oh, let's put him in the bin.
Okay, I'll be right there. No. I already ground up the bin, so you have to.
No, I'm in the one out front.
Oh, the one out front. Okay.
Yes. So we can keep it for later.
Oh, I did not know you could do that.
That's what this. I'll just grab the bin and bring it with me.
Yeah, bring it back here where we're working.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense. Like, it's a solid plot development. It was a nice surprise for me. You know, I usually try to call stuff, and that was a big reveal. Well, it hasn't officially been revealed yet, but you know, all of the evidence is there, which is I think a nice twist. Also, I gotta say I'm not gonna defend the, like, just from a plotting standpoint, the ridiculousness of the end of the episode. I mean, here's the thing. By no, like, logical standard, should you have that guy do another one of those jumps. It's way too dangerous. You know, you've already established that all you have to do is hop onto Warp 5, and you can be at that station in 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's not worth risking another jump to do that. And the thing is...
I spilled blood everywhere.
No! That happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
Like, it's not worth the risk to do that, and the only reason... but the thing is, that is an unbelievably easy fix in a screenwriting standpoint, which is you just have them say that... like, you just have it say that, oh, they blew up the... we blew up the corpse ship, and now 50 Klingon ships are converging on this area. We're not going to be able to get to the... we're not going to be able to warp out. And so you have to jump. You have to do one more jump, and the guy volunteers to do it because, you know, he's trying to do the best for everybody.
Well, I also didn't like how...
Headless... Did you notice the headless lady hanging upside down from the back gate?
Yeah.
Is there any way to
try
get
and knock
her
her down with the mop. There we go.
Oh, okay. There you go. I'll get her. You start mopping. Oh, this is a rough map. So yeah, I mean, it's like, that's not hard to fix from a screenwriting standpoint. You just have him say, yeah, we desperately need you to jump, and him volunteering and saying, yes, of course I can do it. It's going to save everybody's lives. And that's how you get to where they wanted to get in a way more logical fashion.
Logic has never been...
No, it's not great for... You're right, it's not
suit.
its strong suit. The show is more about those moment-to-moment feeling type of things.
You mean like when the mad scientist suddenly became, like, just high all the fucking time?
Well, yeah, but again, within the world of the show, that makes sense, because now his mind is at touch with, you know, every living thing in the universe. So, yeah, he's high all the time. He's chill all the time. Oh, I also have Jason's machete. It was pinned to the tree with Jason's machete. I will put that in the bin as well.
That's a good call.
Boop. All right, you're handing the shed. I'll check the Jason house out back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, it's a weird character turn, but it's not like the character turn is unearned. It's an interesting development for the guy who was, you know, such an asshole for the rest of the show. It gave him more stuff to play.
It's still not... Like, I also particularly enjoyed the return of Mud. And then it's like... Okay, so what's your punishment for killing us all hundreds of times? Oh, you're married now. Because that's not stupid offensive.
Yeah, it's weird because it went back, like, just for the end of that episode, it went back to the logic and worldview of the original Star Trek just for the end of that one episode. They're like, oh, fans might be mad about the way we did Harry Mudd last time. Let's bring Harry Mudd back and have him have to go off with his horrible shrew of a wife. Like,
she's not a horrible shrew, and she's
this
super
time.
rich.
I know. Yeah, it's a weird ending. I am not gonna argue with that, especially because, again, this show feels weird when it tries to be original Star Trek because it's such a completely different thing.
It's a different animal entirely.
Oh, yeah. Although, the weird part is, I'm of the mind, and maybe I'm a crazy person, but I'm of the mind that as long as I'm not dead now, I would not hold someone murdering me and then starting the day over hundreds of thousands of times against them, because, you know, the day got reset. I wouldn't think much of them, but I wouldn't think they needed to be put to death for doing it. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't think Phil Connor should be punished for all of the crimes he committed on all of those 10,000 Groundhog Days he was in. Oh, the door is locked, and I don't know how to get in. I can open the window, but I don't have to. I don't know how to crouch, or even if you can crouch.
There's an awful lot of gore over here.
All right, I'll come and help, because I'm not helping anything out here because I can't get this door open. But you're right, there might be a key somewhere. All right. I will come and help with all the gore. Oh, wow, there's a secret passage back here. Does it lead to a graveyard, or? Well, I don't know how to open it yet, so we'll work on that. Oh, wait, maybe I can hit it with my mop. That didn't do anything.
No,
I was kind of silly for thinking it would.
I don't know, I definitely feel that, and you spilled my water.
Yes, I did. I did not see it. But I cleaned it back up surprisingly fast. Just going to get rid of my footprints, and we're good. Yeah, but then again, I actually really liked how they handled the Groundhog Day episode. I thought it was well done for a Groundhog Day episode. That's a well-known trope now, but I thought it was executed very well. I liked telling a Groundhog Day episode from the point of view of people who are not aware of it, and having the guy who is aware of it have to run in and explain it to the characters over again. I thought it was paced well, and I thought it was a great use of... Did I knock that over? Of Anthony Rapp. I don't even know how I did. I was nowhere near it. Well, I think we all know the hitboxes of this game are very broad.
Yes.
Like, some of this isn't my fault. I cleaned the door, if that helps at all. Oh my god, yeah, there's just gore everywhere, isn't there? Alright, I'm gonna throw out your old bucket. So yeah, I thought Anthony Rapp did a really good job in the episode, and honestly, I think his character is quite obviously going crazy. It's giving him more to do, and I think he's doing a very good job of it.
I feel that the show is, like, the writing is painful at times. What's your greatest secret? Oh, I've never been in love. I want to slap the writer.
Yeah, you wanted to slap everybody. I'm with you on that one. It thinks it's more meaningful than it is, and it's very overwritten most of the time. When I see the episode titles, I'm embarrassed for humanity. Okay? I'm not going to defend that. Like... What is it? Conscience is for kings?
Yes.
What? The hell is that? I just picked up a thing and it said on it Samantha Morgan.
Oh, bring that back.
Okay.
Those are like, there's USBs everywhere.
Yeah, I've got that. I've got one. What do I do with it?
You put it in the box.
Oh, okay. Samantha Morgan, drop it in the box.
Yep.
I found another corpse, so that... Oh, you found a bunch of USBs already. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Where's my water bucket? I left it there for you, right, yes.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go clean the car in the garage. And I figure I'll need a whole bucket's worth for that. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to defend... The show is overwrought. The show... I think it thinks it's smarter than it is. And that is a weird position to be in. And that... Oh, the car isn't dirty. It's just... That's just its paint job. Yeah. Okay. It's only the... It's only the windshield that was covered in blood.
Yeah.
You know what? I now realize that makes sense. Alright, got you. So yeah, it is overwritten. It is painfully overwritten at times. I 100% will agree with that, but you got weird plot twists. They had a fun fight with a Klingon. You had a great scene of a giant Klingon ship exploding. Like, for me, it's delivering a lot of goods that I'm really enjoying.
Klingon titties.
Yes. We got, you know, full-on Klingon titties.
Yeah.
You know? What's not to like? Oh, wait. Everything you already said about... No, and considering... yeah, the writing... I was just going to say that the writing, I am willing to give it time to get there. This is still the first 9 episodes. It's delivered me a lot of stuff I've liked. You're right to say that a lot of the stuff has been painful. A lot of the stuff has been awkward. But, that being said... Oh, whoops. There's so many knives in this garage. That being said, I still like the production value. I've liked a bunch of the plots of episodes. And I know it's weird to say, I think it's getting better. I really do. I really liked the Groundhog Day episode. I liked the Mr. Saru becomes one with a planet of, like a holistic planet of space spores. I thought that was
the fact that it instantly turns insanely violent, and he's like, "Oh well, my people are a prey species on our planet." No, you're clearly an apex predator.
Well, no. What I want, I know that they're not really going for this, but what I would really like to have happen is for us to, considering how much ass he's capable of kicking with his super running speed and super strength, I want to meet the predator from that planet. I want to meet the guy on that planet who lives eating his people, because that seems like that would be a pretty formidable monster.
Yep.
There we go. But yeah, he's doing an awesome job.
Why'd you take my human head? Give me back my human head.
I do not have a human head, and never have. Should I have had a human head this time?
Nope.
But yes, he was... Yeah, he for a guy who's, you know, a coward. But I think part of that is self-actualization. It wasn't until he stopped. He was never able to fight. He was never able to accomplish things until he stopped being a coward. Mm-hmm. So part of that is the effect the planet was having on him, rather than, you know. And if you think about it, I'm sure if they weren't so dedicated evolutionarily to fear, that I think his race would have been way more successful in using these gifts to accomplish more things than they have. And I think they're going to do something with that going forward. I think that character, I expect, will be changed and affected by his experiences on that planet.
You missed another human head.
I did? How
Yep.
do I keep missing these human heads? Where are they hiding them?
Oh, it was out by the cabin in the back.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't search the cabin in the back very much at all. There we go. I'm disposing of all the knives in the garage, so I had to get a biohazard bin to do it, because I tried using the what do you call it, the garbage can that was already in here, and the game obviously didn't want that. So when I put the garbage can into the disposal, all of the knives came flying out. It was not impressive. So yeah, you are right that it is still very awkwardly written, that the dialogue leaves so much to be desired. Like, it is awkward dialogue, it is occasionally embarrassing
and Michael
dialogue.
Burnham still isn't a very consistent character.
No, she's still all over the map. Just all over the map. But the weird part is, I'm really enjoying most of the supporting cast, because they've given each actor, they've given them each something to play. And even if so far they've only given them each one thing to play, except for Tyler, you know, they've all basically got one thing to play except for Tyler. All the actors are consistent. They're doing their job. They're filtering the characters through that one thing they have to play. And when you consider that we're only... Think about it. So assume the only characters from the pilot still in the show are Michael Burnham and Saru, right?
No.
So yeah.
There's that weird cyborg chick who had her eye blasted out her face.
Yeah, but she's never had a line, so I don't think she counts.
No, she's had a line.
Oh, you're right. She had one line one time. You make a strong point. But my point is, so those are the only characters there since the pilot. So if you look at it, every other character is only in their 7th episode of the show. So they have time to develop these guys, and they have time to give these guys layers. Where was Data in episode 7? Okay, technically Data by episode 7 had gotten drunk and had sex with a lady, and creating a very confusing situation. That's true. That's not... Okay, where was Worf by episode 7? And the answer is he was nowhere. Where was Tasha Yar by episode 7? Nowhere. Where was William Riker by episode 7? Oh my god, do you remember how bad William Riker was in the first season?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Julian Bashir wasn't much by episode 7.
True.
You know? Like, the only character who got any actual development in the first episodes of Deep Space Nine, the best Star Trek that ever was or ever will be, was Sisko. You know? And I love the show, but the only character who we really knew where he was coming from and knew what he was about was Sisko. Did you know that... I know this is a weird piece of trivia, but when I was rewatching Deep Space Nine, I looked on IMDb.
Yep.
And do you know that Morn was in more episodes than Jake?
That's hilarious.
Morn was in more episodes than Jake was.
Because Jake was a terrible character.
Jake always was a terrible character. He was the star of the best episode... Well, his character was the star of the best episode of Deep Space Nine, but he was played by Tony Todd at the time, so there you go. The one where he gets lost in time.
That isn't the best episode, DS9.
It's one of the best. I love that episode.
Is it any of the holodeck episodes?
All of the holodeck episodes are amazing. But, no, I adore that episode. I think Jake gets Sisko gets lost in time, and Jake spends, eternity trying to get him back. His whole life trying to get him back is one of the most amazing episodes. Ew! Some intestines came out of the bucket dispenser. It's always such a nasty trick. So yeah, I remain... I know it's weird for me to say that I remain optimistic about this show, but other than Michael Burnham being, yes, the weakest lead in the history of Star Trek. No, that's not true. Captain Janeway.
Well, now,
second...
Captain Janeway might have been a shrew, but she at least made decisions.
she did make decisions and she committed to things. And they were always the wrong decisions, but she did make them. I can't deny that.
She did commit them.
Yeah.
She committed.
She really went for it when she was screwing up everything all the time.
Yeah.
Sorry, I mean, you know how much I hate her, but I'm well in the majority on that one. That is a preaching to the converted type of situation.
Yes.
I think we should really have flashlights on our suits. I think we should have like head-mounted flashlights on our suits. That would make this
help
a lot easier. Yeah.
Oh,
I know they want us to bring candles, but that just seems like an awkward way to do this. Ooh, I've got a letter.
Ooh, put it in the bin.
Can you read the letters? Okay, how do I... Can't seem to pick up the letter. I keep grabbing glasses. You know, I'll worry about it later. I got a corpse to deal with. So yeah, your criticisms are right, but I still think we're so early in the show. I am not encouraged by what they're doing with the character Michael Burnham, and I get why that makes you want to scream and shout and give up on the show. Oh no! Okay, in my defense, you put a bucket in the doorway to the room I was in. That was not ideal. I still think it's... Oh, so we're supposed to take the letters out too. Okay, now I know. I'll just get the blood off this door. Uh-oh. Gonna go clean the blood off my mop. Where did I put that? Oh, there it is. So yeah, now let's talk about the other big show that came out this month. A little thing called The Punisher Season 1, which I think I'm comfortable calling Season 1 because there will definitely be a Season 2 of The Punisher.
Yes, there will be.
They would be crazy not to do a Season 2 of The Punisher. I think we're going to be able to agree that this is the best Netflix show.
Yes. Of the Marvel
ones, obviously. Marvel, Netflix. I think it's safe to say this is it is A, the best paced. B, the most consistent. And C, just production value. It's as good as it gets. Like, it might not be up there with the fights from the first season of Daredevil, but the action is very well produced.
Yes, the action is actually legitimately quite good.
Yeah, like, I mean, given what a disaster the action in The Defenders was.
Oh my god.
And
what a disaster The Defenders was.
Oh god, yeah, it was just such a mess. And the thing is, I wanted to like Luke Cage, but oh my god, like, you guys don't know how to shoot action at all on this show, do you? Did you get the, oh yeah, you got the USB, okay.
Yeah.
Like, they have no idea how to shoot action on this show. There's
the fact that, like...
Yeah?
Honestly, Luke Cage feels like... it was only supposed to run 6 episodes, and they're like, oh shit, we have more money.
What the hell are we supposed to do with this other 7 episodes, right?
That is exactly it.
That is you're right, that is just how that show felt. Oh, like, they didn't know what to do with all the time they had. Well, and the thing is, that's why they, of course, Jessica Jones was the same way. Like, they really didn't have a big enough story to tell. And when they tried to stretch the show out, it just got bad. More corpses coming through. Be careful. Don't want to knock over anything you've set up. But I got a corpse coming through. I'm trying not to drag blood everywhere, but it's happening a little.
Yeah. No, I feel that... No. There was only really one weak part of The Punisher.
And what weren't you signed off on in The Punisher?
Last 3 minutes.
Really?
Yes. Like,
oh, wow.
Okay.
There's a bunch of stuff I'm going to complain about, but tell me your problem with the last 3 minutes.
Yep.
Go for it.
Okay, so... The last 3 minutes of Punisher, for those you haven't... Well...
Oh, sorry.
Him going to, like, the veterans group is the least Punisher-y thing he could have done.
Right?
Right?
Don't you understand? This is a show about PTSD. Not really, though.
Kind of, but not really.
I mean, kind of with some of the characters, but it's not a show about PTSD for the Punisher.
Oh, I found the key.
Not really.
Nope.
You found the key?
Found the key.
Oh, let's go check out that... wait, let me grab a bucket. Let's go check out that backyard house. Where was it?
It was inside.
Okay. Is it the key for that, or is it key for the... it's probably the key for the Evil Dead cabin.
Yeah.
Oh, there's already a bucket back here.
That's
Can you leave
convenient.
a bucket back? Or no, I left a bucket back here. Is it not working?
Try opening the door.
Okay. No, I accidentally picked up the key. Wait! Thought I heard it turn. Yep, it's unlocked now.
Nice.
Yeah, there was just no vision. Oh, Jesus!
This was a bit.
Oh my
messier than
God,
I-
they've got a laughing deer head on the wall. That's great.
Yeah.
Way to go, game. Nice references.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Because
here's
I
my-
mean,
yeah, go.
the big thing is when it comes to Frank Castle going to that meeting. No, one of those things is at any point in the Punisher, he has fully embraced being the Punisher.
Yeah.
It's a step
Yes.
backwards for him as a character.
It
To
is.
be like,
It's
oh,
a
I'm gonna.
huge step backwards for him as a character. Now I'm gonna worry about my feelings and how I should feel about violence and blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, he's the Punisher.
Yes.
Like he tries to not. They do that thing at the beginning of the season where he tries to not be the Punisher anymore, and it doesn't last.
Because
and you know what?
the Punisher is who he is.
Yeah, that is who he is. Like, but the problem is, and this is a thing that has happened since Garth Ennis took over the Punisher, and I know that was creepy. I know a lot of people really like Garth Ennis Punisher,
I love God Ennis Punisher.
and that's totally fine. I don't question anybody. He wrote a lot of good action stories. I get that, but he writes the Punisher as if the Punisher is a. And I mean, subsequent writers have made it worse, but he laid the groundwork for Punisher as a crazy person with PTSD. He laid that groundwork. And in a little series called Born, which
Yes.
is the worst thing that ever happened to the Punisher.
I disagree.
And I know you do, but I put it out there that the Punisher, being a crazy guy who made a deal with Satan to keep getting to kill people forever if he sacrificed his family, that's not my Punisher.
No, I admit that part was kind of lame.
It was.
The reason why I like Garth Ennis Punisher,
Yeah.
and I don't think that Bourne is the worst example,
Okay.
is there's been a whole bunch of other stuff. Like, do you remember Army of One,
Yes.
in which the Russian comes back?
Yes.
Do we need to discuss this?
Yeah, no. His comedy Punisher is always his worst Punisher. I think it's fair to say that his comedy Punisher is... When he's not just doing action stories and spy stories, it gets away from him. Like, when he's trying to do 2000 AD style comedy with the Punisher, that's not a good fit for the Punisher. So you're absolutely right. And that was all his second series, right? Because that was the first
you
ongoing
missed a
series
bit.
before Max. Oh, ouch. That was the first ongoing series before Max, wasn't it? So there was the 12 issues, and then there was the, like, I don't know, 32 issues he did afterwards.
No.
And
No, it wasn't the... Oh, there's a portal down here, and some more
There's a
bodies,
portal?
and some letters.
I have to see this.
Yep.
No, what am I forgetting?
There was the Marvel
There's
Knights
Frank.
series.
Welcome back, Frank.
Yeah, no, that's still in comedy Punisher mode.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about like his original stuff where it was the Punisher,
Oh, okay.
and it was under the Knights emblem.
Yeah, the Punisher, the Marvel Knights emblem. Yeah, with the new Master of Kung Fu and Moon Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that was in there, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, no, because there's like 64 issues and it deals with Rollins and all that.
Yeah. Which I thought was good. There's a lot of good stuff in there. And then, of course, there's our beloved Punisher Max, which has a lot of good spy stories in there.
Yep.
And let me just take this corpse out of here. It's going to... Moving the corpses, you got to do that first, because they just spread blood everywhere, and there's no way to get around it.
Yep.
Yeah, and then Max happens, and then he leaves Max, and we get one of my favorite Punisher stories, because it felt like classic Punisher, which was Punisher versus the Texas Chainsaw Massacre family. It wasn't him, but I love... You didn't read that one? It's the last... I think it's the last 4 issues of Punisher Max.
Oh,
I think they
on the
ended it
Bayou?
after that. On the Bayou, yeah. I really love that story.
I'm in midway through reading it.
Oh, okay. I will keep my mouth shut then.
Oh, but for me, it's always going to be that 1 to 64
Yeah. Marvel Knights. Yeah.
when he was like, yeah,
It was the right mix at that point. It was still this perfect mix of, wonderful like spy storytelling, action storytelling, and it hadn't gotten away from it. He hadn't decided to wallow in misery as he would frequently. And let's just say, if the character Barracuda ever showed up, I was immediately checked out. But that's me.
Why were you checked out?
I never enjoyed that character at all. Not his first appearance, not his miniseries, not his final return with Frank's new daughter. Just none of it. I just didn't like any of the presentation. I'm not saying Barracuda was a racist caricature, but he's kind of a racist caricature.
No argument.
All right. So, yeah, it was not signed off. I think that's him going too far. But, yeah, I was happy that Rollins was the villain, for example. Like, I thought that was really well done.
I don't agree that he should have been, like, just one use.
Okay. You think it was bad to just make him a one and done kind of character?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you could bring him, like he's the kind of guy who could have been good to bring back time and again. That would have been interesting.
Well, that's what happens in the comics, right?
Yeah.
He's greasy.
He's greasy, and he schemes his way out of things, and that's kind of what his character's for. My big problem, and this is just going to be me being catty and a dick, but I'm going to say it. Here's the thing about Jigsaw. Jigsaw was supposed to be handsome first.
Yes.
And they did not pick a handsome guy to be Jigsaw. To the point where it never entered my head until that scene happened that this guy could possibly turn into Jigsaw.
Oh, hey,
because I'm like,
throw things into the portal.
Really?
That's convenient.
That is hugely convenient. Although I'm worried we're pissing off the demon dimension, but okay. But yeah, Jigsaw is not a pretty boy. Jigsaw is not that kind of like, just, how do I put this? Weedy looking guy. Weedy good looking guy who I don't believe he could take Frank Castle in a fight. Did you see that guy?
Yeah, I know.
Like, it's just not plausible. And then, oh god, I'm not saying like they did some. Whoa, okay, that was embarrassing.
What?
I thought I could bring the box down the staircase to the portal. I could not.
You spilled everything, did you?
I spilled everything, but it wasn't blood-soaked, so I didn't make a much bigger mess.
Okay.
I'm going to start throwing the stuff I spilled into the portal. But yeah, so I'm not saying she was a terrible character by any stretch, but I will say that, oh my god, you're so bad at your job, lady.
Yeah. She's not very... Let's put it like this. She is not a model employee.
Like, literally, an episode in, well, 2 episodes in, she's dating a material witness in an investigation.
Yeah.
In an active investigation. I've got to get close to find out what's going on with this guy. Yeah, but you're sleeping with him, and that's not the best way to handle this situation. At all. Oh, how are you so bad at your job, lady? I understand why you're having trouble in your career. God. Yeah, love the portal. This thing is great.
Very convenient.
Yeah, makes me wish I could throw items instead of just dropping them. Get this done a lot faster. But yeah, so that wasn't great. I liked Microchip a lot. I thought their presentation of Microchip, obviously it's different than the Microchip I know and love.
Because he's not a neckbeard?
Microchip was never a neckbeard. Are you kidding? He was an old-style hacker. He was a 70s hacker. He's what they used to be. He was a fat guy in glasses who, never got out of the basement. He did not have a neckbeard. Neckbeard is the modern version of that, but it's a different thing. Also, neckbeard comes with a lot of implied misogyny, which was never part of Microchip's character. So there you go.
Yeah, you'd have to interact with women for that to be misogyny.
Ouch. Well, sorry, hypothetical misogyny. Is that better? Is that more accurate?
Better.
All right. But yeah, I thought the presentation of him did really well. I liked that actor a lot in the part. Obviously, it's completely different than the previous Microchip, Wayne Knight's Microchip, who was cast based on looking exactly like Microchip.
Yes.
So, good casting there with Wayne Knight. They got some... there's one moment in Daredevil Season 2 that... so, the best presentation of the Punisher, my Punisher, 70s, 80s Punisher, Mac Bolan's The Executioner Punisher,
Yeah.
right, for me, is, of course, Punisher Warzone, a movie I adore.
I do enjoy it.
It's such a good movie. I think this has legs. Like, you can do more with this than you could do with, like... I understand why they never were going to make a sequel to Punisher Warzone, right?
Yeah.
This take on the character has more legs, and you can do more with him going forward. But Punisher Warzone itself was fantastic, right? And there's a moment in that where they've got they've got the mobster in the living room who came to kill Darla and her family.
Yeah.
Right? And he's sitting there, and the cop's trying to explain the situation, and the Punisher blows his head apart with a shotgun.
Yeah.
In the middle of the conversation. I'm like, okay, you get the Punisher, Lexi Alexander, and whoever wrote this. You absolutely get the Punisher. And then you hear the guy who made Sons of Anarchy complain that they butchered his script because he was trying to do a deep thing about the Punisher's internal conflict in a classic kind of like mob story. And I'm like, no, that's not what the Punisher's about.
No.
The Punisher is not a conflicted person.
No, in fact, he's very clear on what he's doing.
He is a man who has seen the secret truth of the world. That crime is everywhere. Democratic societies are not equipped to deal with the cancer that is crime, and he is going to spend his life fixing things so everyone else can have a good life. And that's what I love about the Punisher.
Yeah.
And making him a crazy person who loves murder gets away from that. Garth Ennis. Oh, God. What the hell? Oh, my God!
What?
I walked into the portal.
How'd that end up for you?
I think you know.
All right.
That was embarrassing. That was very embarrassing. I have to come back and meet you at the front. Oh, I found another letter.
Ooh, put in the box.
Oh, God, there's a corpse right by the front door that we completely missed. I will come and meet you. All right. So yeah, I thought that was I really enjoyed that that presentation of the Punisher. And while this is not that presentation of the Punisher I love, it's still really good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of solid action in this. Is it weird that it bothers me that it's they've decided to make it his fault that his family got murdered? Like, I know why they have to do it. You know, why? Because they want to give him a classic superhero origin story. Yeah. There has to be a conspiracy, and there has to be, like, a bunch of villains who are responsible for his family getting killed. But I think that kind of storytelling strips away from the purity of the Punisher, which is, you know, bad things don't just happen in Vietnam. There's a war going on here, too, and yes, we're all blind to it, and he's the only one who sees it. If his family was killed, and by the way, there being a government conspiracy to murder his family is so completely at odds with everything we saw in the first season.
I know.
The Punisher season, I mean. Like, this came out of nowhere. But, like I said, I know why they had to do it, and within the narrative it works. It just makes the Punisher himself a less compelling character, and it makes the idea of the Punisher less interesting.
It does.
If he's responsible for his family's death. Because, again, it gets back into Bourne territory. Although there, it's because he made with the deal with the devil, Peter Parker style. Peter Parker. You murdered Spider-Girl so an 80-year-old woman could live for 3 more years. Screw you, Peter Parker. Sorry.
Yep.
That's another thing I'll never forgive him for.
That was Ennis?
No, just the character.
Yeah.
That was Carlos. No, not Carlos. Mike Quesada, who had always hated that Spider-Man was married, and he thought it made the comic book unrelatable and that it wouldn't sell issues.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel that?
I feel that Punisher should be a character of purity of purpose, right?
Yeah. It has to be clean.
Yeah. Like, he doesn't doubt himself. He understands that he's a broken person. And he's okay with that.
He's okay with that because he does something more important now. You know, that's what I love about Frank Castle. You know, he's, in a way, he's the only, within the logic of that world, well, within his own internal logic, he's the only sane one. He's the only person who makes sense. He's the only person who gets the way the world really is. And this show doesn't capture that. And again, nothing but Punisher Warzone captures that. It's not the most popular aspect of the character, but in modern interpretations, but it's what I like most. So, what did you think about the PTSD guy story?
I think it cheapens everything about PTSD.
Kind of does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of insulting, wasn't it?
A little bit. A lot bit.
Yeah. I think a lot bit is more accurate. Like, wow, you don't know what you're doing here.
I can understand. Listen, you're trying to make this relatable, trying to make it.
Well, you're trying to worry about you're becoming really concerned about the context in which this is happening. Is what it was. Like, this is a world where in America there is 3 or more people getting shot in a single incident every single day in America.
No, that's called Baltimore.
Well, yeah, a lot of it does happen in Baltimore. That's 100% true. But,
that's one of those things. Whenever I hear, "Oh, there's been another mass shooting," I'm like, "Have you been to the South Side? Yeah. Have you been to Chicago?
Yeah,
they happen every day in Chicago."
Yep. You know, because there's too much crime, and let's face it, let's just say Indiana gun dealers do quite well for themselves.
Yep, that's another thing where things just are very inconsistently.
Yeah, it's like you can't have. It's like we outlawed all guns in Illinois. Great, you know, people can literally walk across to the border to Illinois, and 5 miles across the border, there's 100 gun stores, right?
Yes.
And the gun dealers in Illinois don't care where you live. Or as long as you can find a guy to say he's buying the gun for him, they're fine.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Colt sells 60% of their guns to drug dealers in Mexico, but because they're doing it in Arizona, they pretend that's okay. You know, it's like there are bigger problems than gun laws, everybody. Gun
what
laws
about, like, crime? Crime is an issue. Mental health care, also an issue.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. These are gigantic issues. And the weird part is, I just love, they got this character, they're trying to do this story about PTSD, and you've got these characters where, like, they know this guy is clearly going nuts.
Yeah.
Right? And who is doing anything about it?
No one.
And if it was just his dad looking the other way, I would get what they were trying to say with him doing nothing about it, but you got the one-legged guy who... you got the one-legged guy who clearly knows something serious is going on. You have Jigsaw, who, when the guy doesn't want to take this guy is too mentally unstable to be a mercenary. Right?
Yes.
This guy is
in
too
my
mentally
totally shady organization. He's
way too shady for my unstable for my shady group of mercenaries.
Exactly.
And so that's saying something when you're too unstable for a shady group of mercenaries. Right? So, yeah. But does that lead to him getting help? No. He gets arrested. And I just love that he gets arrested for, and yeah, the cop is wrong to be a dick the way he is, but he gets arrested by a cop at a pro-gun rights thing.
Pamphleting.
And then... Yeah, pamphleting, which is kind of ridiculous, but there you go. And then, here's the thing, it's not like the guy with one leg didn't know that happened. He's the one who bails him out of jail.
And he knows that this other guy, the guy he's hanging around with constantly, he's a shitbird.
Yes, he knows that he's a liar who's just trying to recruit people for his militia and was not actually in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Right? He has found this out, and friggin', Jigsaw agrees with him that the guy's too unstable to work in the field anymore, and his response is to bail him out of jail and then just cut him loose and just let him do whatever? No! Keep an eye on that guy!
Also, that's not how PTSD works.
No, not at all. I like that the timeline of the show makes it clear that he is radicalized over 4 days?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's a little... although, all show timelines. Honestly, the only show with a realistically... It's weird to go back to this. The only show with a realistically long timeline for this kind of stuff to happen in is Star Trek Discovery, which that first half of the season took place over...
6 months?
3 years?
Yeah.
No. If you count the start of the war, it's been, a year since the start... Oh, so not 3 years. So it's been a year since the start of the war, and then... no more than 6 months. Like 9 months. Because if I'm right, and he's the albino Klingon, we last saw the albino Klingon in, like, episode 3.
Yeah.
Episode 4, so it's got to be 7-8 months after we lost the albino Klingon. So it's almost 2 years the show is set over.
Oh, here, out of my way, I got an Indian skeleton.
What? That's great! Oh, I really like this House of this House of Horrors. They've done a really good job with the references.
I'll go and can you go down into the basement and get the other one?
Where's the basement? Oh my god! I found a guy who was pinned to the wall.
Yep.
With 80 knives.
Yeah.
Sorry about this.
Yep.
Ooh, I'm just slamming him against everything. I'm really gonna have to fix that later.
Yep.
So yeah, like I really that's. And this is a problem with all of the Marvel shows. They all want them to take place. Someone told them that if you're doing a season of compressed television, it should only ever take place over, like, a week. And so many of them could really be helped by giving the story a little more time to breathe.
Yeah.
And this is a perfect example of why. Because you get the Punisher have an arrow go completely through his shoulder. And he's up and around the next day?
Yeah. Like, everyone knows that the Punisher is inhumanly tough.
Yeah, he's tough, but it goes right through his shoulder.
Yeah.
Although, I gotta say, when he cancels dinner on Microchip's family, my actual question is, she's like, there's no possible excuse for what happened. You can literally just say, I went to check on my friend who's having a lot of mental problems from the war, and he freaked out and shot me with a bow and arrow.
Like, yeah, you just need to be like, I had an accident at work.
No, like his weird story is, I got hit by another car.
You show her the hole in your shoulder and be like, no, I really did.
I really did. Yeah, like it's a good excuse. You don't have to piss off the family. You can just tell the truth. And honestly, I was from what she knows about his character, saying I was helping out a buddy. And he accidentally shot me with an arrow because he was freaking out. That's the kind of thing this great guy Pete would get up to,
Yeah.
Like it's completely consistent with his character, and it's a great excuse.
Yeah, he really didn't have to hide it.
No, he didn't have to hide it or come up with a lie at all. Also, just go in and have dinner with them. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I mean, like...
I can't be a part of the world, but everybody knows you're the Punisher. It's fine. They just want to have dinner with you.
Literally everyone ever.
Like, you don't have a secret identity. And it's crazy that you think you do. And it's not like I'll be putting your family in danger if I come and have dinner with you. No, they're in danger because the husband freaking... to the extent they're in danger because he pissed off the National Security Agency.
Yeah.
It's you going in there and having dinner with them isn't going to hurt anything worse than it already is. Stop being a dick and go have dinner with them. God. But again, like, this show really should have taken place over weeks or months.
Yep. Definitely.
And that was an issue, but it's not a big issue, and it doesn't break the show. The way it broke, say, The Defenders, or Daredevil Season 2, in which the trial of the century starts 2 weeks after Frank Castle is arrested.
Yeah.
Like, that's quite an American justice system you have there.
Oh. beyond that, it's,
Yeah.
you know, I understand that, yes, he's inhumanly tough,
Yeah.
but, like, you gotta give him some downtime.
Yeah, you gotta give him some downtime. He, he's like, he is up and around almost immediately. And, oh, God, this is a really rough body. Watch out.
Here, let me
Thank you.
see if I can wash it a little bit.
But yeah, like the stuff like details like that, I really wish they would let these stories breathe more than they do. Like, I like them. I think they're. I think it's well told. I liked it. I think it's well told. But structurally, there's stuff they could have done. That said, just the escalation of the plot really worked well.
Yeah.
And it really does. It is paced. I mean, we
Properly.
said this already, but it is paced very well. They gradually work up the threat. They gradually explain what's going on. Like, it's well handled. And I was happy to see. Happy to see. Oh God, how am I blanking on his name? This is terrible. Clancy Brown. Thank you. Back. However briefly he was back, it was nice to see Clancy Brown back. Even if it was just for flashbacks.
Yeah.
So yeah, big Clancy Brown heads over here. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say, I think that it would have been especially good for the show if, like in the original Punisher with Thomas Jane, which actually is not
I was
that
going to
bad.
say Dolph Lundgren, but okay.
Yeah. I actually don't find the
everyone
Thomas
pretends
Jane
that
one.
Well, I don't think it's great, but that's just because I wanted it to be a Punisher movie, and it so profoundly wasn't.
It wanted to be Welcome Back, Frank, but rated
Yeah, it did.
PG-13.
Yeah, but it wouldn't commit to being Welcome Back Frank, and I'm like... Also, to be Welcome Back Frank, you just have to go all the way with it. Also, he has to already be the Punisher. And hey, whoever told them you have to up the stakes by having not his wife and kids get killed, but his entire extended family at a family reunion? Like, oh my God, I'm embarrassed for you and the screenwriting manual you got that from. That was such a terrible scene.
Yeah.
But yes, there is good stuff in the movie. It's like, and there is one beautifully crazy moment in that movie, and it's nothing to do with the Russian. It's when he's out at his diner, and then just a rockabilly guy walks in. He's like, "I'm the rockabilly themed paid assassin who's been sent to kill you, Frank.
I'm going to
Meet
sing you a song.
outside. Here's a song. I'll meet you outside." And then that happened. Like,
Yeah.
what? Okay.
And, like, they ripped the character right out of Welcome Back, Frank. They rip all
Yeah.
of the bad guys out of it.
Oh, yeah.
And it would have been, like, stupid simple to just be like, okay,
To just do it. Yeah.
like, you went halfway there, and
Yeah.
that is the reason you failed. You did not commit
Yeah,
entirely.
you didn't commit to it. Absolutely, that's the problem. And the thing is, Welcome Back, Frank is really good until the last 3 pages. I'm gonna steal your device
Okay.
because, and this is it was the seeds of the worst of modern Punisher, which is him deciding to kill the other vigilantes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, that's not the Punisher.
That is not. Yeah.
That's not the Punisher. Because it's this seed of the idea that there's something wrong with being the Punisher.
Yes.
Because he's punishing them because he's the Punisher. I'm like, no, there's nothing wrong with being the Punisher. One of my favorite Punisher issues is their... it's, I don't know, maybe issue 52, something like that. I can't tell you exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe at some point I would have. Anyway, original Punisher, well, not original. So first continuing series at Marvel, right? Not limited series, first continuing regular format series. Somebody is killing a bunch of cabbies in New York. So Punisher goes undercover as a cabbie to find out who it is,
Yes.
right? And it turns out that it's this woman who was raped and nearly beaten to death because she ended up stranded in a bad part of town and no cabbie would pick her up, right? And do you know what Frank Castle's response to that is?
What?
Well, first off, he has a special cab because he knows the person gets into the back seat. And this is the kind of stuff the Punisher used to do that I adored. He has a special cab where there's like 2 sawed-off shotguns aimed at the entire back seat, and he can just push a button on the wheel and just turn everyone in the back of the cab into paste.
Yes.
Which I'm like, oh, the Punisher, you're the best. But anyway, so, but what he thinks to himself in his, war journal thing is, well, this situation sucks. She had a right to vengeance. And if she'd been going after rapists, I would have given her a better gun and a bunch of tips. But she's been killing cabbies, so I got to do this. Yep. And it's like, that's my Punisher. And instead, we get this Punisher who frigging moralizes because a priest is killing guys who admit to murder and are psyched about it and don't stop committing murders.
Yes.
Who kills a guy because he's killing people in corporations instead of drug dealers. Like, that's not the Punisher.
Okay. The corporate guy, yeah. I don't have a problem with him killing that. Or Elite. But,
well, no, Elite, you've got to kill, because he's literally just a crazy white supremacist. No, but the corporate guy, I'm fine with, because I love the Punisher's justification is, well, you also, in addition to the guys who run the corporations, you also killed a secretary because you were spraying bullets wildly. And I'm like, yeah, but she works there. Like, you don't worry when you kill a guy who drives around mob guys. The guy who drives around mob guys doesn't kill people. He doesn't deal drugs. He just drives around mob guys. You kill them all the time.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that. If you work for Exxon, you are complicit in the sins of Exxon. You work for Exxon.
Oh, I got garbage everywhere. So I'm just going to dump this outside the map.
All right. Can you do that?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of garbage in the street now.
Nice. I wonder if that counts. I found an attic. There's an attic.
Nice.
I'll check that out. So yeah, I mean, I understand that we can debate about whether, I think he called himself Payback, I think?
Yeah.
Whether he deserved to be killed or not. I don't think he does, but the whole point is, the subtext of that whole sequence is, Frank Castle thinks there shouldn't be vigilantes. And I'm like, well, you're missing the point of the Punisher.
Yeah.
By doing that, and that's the only moment I really felt like Garth Ennis completely missed the point of the Punisher, and he brought it back a couple of times and he screwed it up a couple of times.
Yeah.
But that was my first "this is not my Punisher" moment, and I'm interested to see what they do in season 2. I don't think you should bring back. I think they will bring back Jigsaw right away.
Yeah.
Even though I don't think they should. Oh, weird.
What?
Stuff just when I came up here and started cleaning up. Jack-o'-lanterns started magically appearing. That's weird. And rolling down the stairs after me. Okay, this is messed up.
I'm just throwing garbage in the street.
That's your new plan, huh?
Yep. Well, the property's clean.
That's all we were paid to do.
Yeah.
Seriously though, like, there's a lot of good Punisher, there's a lot of bad Punisher. And this is definitely on the side of being good Punisher. Like, I think we can agree on that.
I definitely agree.
I mean, I'm always gonna defend Punisher Warzone and say that's my favorite film take on the Punisher. But I am super happy with this Punisher actor. I am very happy, despite some writing choices, of his Punisher performance. I'm not going to criticize his acting performance. I'm like, I assume after a couple of seasons,
I do have one particular critique of it.
Go.
The Punisher doesn't yell. Punisher is a silent beast.
Yeah, all of the yelling really does not feel like the Punisher. That's absolutely true. That was a weird choice that does not feel very Punisher-y.
Yep.
And you're right, that might have been his performance. Who knows? I don't know whose choice that was, but it was a mistake. So yeah, but overall, I think I'm gonna put the Punisher over Star Trek Discovery in a second. I'll put it over everything except for Punisher Warzone in depictions of the Punisher. That's right, my beloved.
I do like the 2003 Punisher with Thomas Jane makes a good Punisher. It's just
I loved Thomas Jane as the character.
Yes.
Right? I loved him. I loved his performance. I thought he was a really good Punisher. The writing wasn't there.
Yeah.
And John Travolta was the worst villain of any Punisher movie.
It's very bland.
And that includes the Dolph Lundgren movie.
Yeah.
Which at least had friggin' ninjas. Because it was the 80s, and the Punisher, had to deal with ninjas a lot in the 80s, because it was the 80s.
Yep.
Oh, man. Hey, do you think he's ever going to team up with an Israeli, a lady Mossad murderer?
Maybe.
He did that a couple of times. There was a recurring lady Mossad murderer he teamed up with a bunch of times back in the 80s. And I really thought that would be a nice thing to bring in.
I found a little skeleton in the closet.
Seriously? I will get out of your way. Give me 1 second. All right, so yes to Punisher. Just absolute yes to Punisher. I still am recommending a little thing called Star Trek Discovery. I know you're not telling people to get on board with it.
I would say yes. Just go ahead, and here's the thing.
Yeah.
We can do this. I will recommend it with one caveat.
Please.
Every time there's terrible writing, you take a drink of something hard. You will
get
die
drunk fast watching that show.
No.
Maybe take a sip of something hard.
No, you take a drink of something hard, because if you hate yourself enough to be watching Star Trek Discovery,
You
I
were
might
trying
as well
to say something
euthanize
nice.
you while I'm here.
Jesus. You were trying to be nice, and it got away from you. Damn it, I was going to throw stuff out the window so I could pick it up out of the front yard, but that's just not happening. It is really hard to get a bucket through doorways and up staircases.
I know.
Like, ridiculously difficult. Okay. And the problem is, you got to go all the way back downstairs to, you couldn't let me clean this in the... No, there's nothing in there. Close that door, because then we can get through more easily. So yeah, definite yes on the Punisher. Very qualified yes on Star Trek Discovery. I like it more than you do. And I think we can both say really good things about Viscera Cleanup Detail.
Yes, we can. What's the crouch key?
I think it's a good game. What's the what?
There's a crouch key, isn't there?
There's a crouch key? I did not know that. Is it C, Z, X? No, I'm not. I've got a sneak key. Yeah. I got a walk slowly key, which is shift, but I don't think there's a crouch key. All right. I don't understand why this game didn't get more tie-ins with other video games. Like, it's Unreal Engine 3.
Yeah.
It's made with Unreal... Let me just get out of your way. There we go. It's made with Unreal Engine 3, which means, theoretically, you could import all of the assets and maps from most...
anything, yeah.
Well, I was just going to say only the stuff designed for first person. Mm-hmm. Because I think when you design stuff for third person, it's usually made in, like, a different scale. So I think it would be hard to import a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, excuse me.
No problem.
I feel that, yeah.
So I don't understand why more games, because what have we got? We've got a Joke Santa level. We've got Shadow Warrior did one of theirs as a bonus thing for their release, and 0 other games ever did stuff for this game. Just seems crazy to me, because it's such a gimme to promote your game by quickly porting it into this game.
Yeah.
There's so much blood to clean up in the attic. Like,
can you get the stuff over the door? It doesn't seem to want to go for me.
Oh, let me try.
Oh,
yeah, we got it. We just both had to work on it, apparently. There was a Ouija board in the attic. That's what summoned the pumpkins, I think. All right, here we go. There we go. We got a butcher knife. We got blood. We got pumpkins. We got 2 corpses dead next to the Ouija board. Wow, this place is a mess.
Got another one over here.
Oof. So yeah, it does puzzle me, though, that they didn't make more of these. And I'm kind of hoping they update Viscera Cleanup Detail with Viscera Cleanup Detail 2 for Unreal SDK 4. Because, it would really benefit from it.
It's true.
So many. So what happens with all of these USB keys?
Oh, we take them back. It's
and
like they're like trophies.
We like unlock things.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a trophy thing.
Okay. Personal property of janitor hands off. Oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Neat. Oh, cool. All right. It would be very nice if you could like bring up a thing that told you what percentage of the house was clean.
That would help. I'm gonna
That
throw
would
some
really
empty
help.
Chinese food in the street now. What?
The harrowing events of blah 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 blah. The family that lived here were blah 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 blah. Okay. Yeah, it's like, tell me what percentage I have left to go. Like, how am I going to know when I'm done if you don't give me any feedback, game?
Yeah.
So there are elements they could use to like really improve this for a new version of it that I would happily buy. I've had enough fun with this thing that I would happily buy a subsequent version if they just fixed a couple of the details.
Definitely, like the hitboxes.
Oh, the hitboxes are a big problem. And let's face it, got the physics engine under control. Like, let me hold on tight to these things and stop having my buckets and carrying devices go flying everywhere whenever I touch anything.
Yeah, whenever you nudge anything.
Oh my god, moving these corpses. This is why you always start as far as possible from the cleaning location, because otherwise you end up dragging corpses
Everywhere.
all the way through the house,
That
dropping
just
blood
cleaned.
everywhere. I feel so bad about this. All right, so I think that's that. Do you have any final thoughts you want to weigh in on?
I still say that STD is an STD.
They really screwed it up with that one.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I mean, honestly, that might have been allowing people to make that joke might have been their intention. Like, I just don't know what Brian Fuller is thinking. Okay, I have no idea what's in that guy's head. So who knows? That might have been the intention, that you get to make that joke.
Yeah. That
It
said,
wouldn't surprise me in the least.
I do like you're right, the production value is there for
Stellar.
Star Trek Discovery. The issue is
Yeah.
the writing is not.
No. And if they could finally figure out who Michael Burnham is and just have her play that, what the hell?
You got
Oh, do
one.
we have to put this somewhere to claim it, or?
No. I'm
You know
just
you
trying
can
to get it
close that,
closer.
right?
What?
Oh, I see. So we can put items over. I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're supposed to close that before you move it, is what I was saying.
There we go.
In your version of the game, did things explode everywhere?
Yes. Yes, they
Oh,
do.
okay.
Um,
Yeah, no, but if they can figure out who she is, then they've got a show. But you're right that they haven't figured out who she is yet, and I'm interested to see what happens when they come back from hiatus.
I'm sticking by my theory that that Michael Burnham is in fact two characters mashed violently together.
It was originally two different characters, and they mashed them together, and this was the result.
Yes.
Hell, I think the show kind of supports your interpretation. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not so crazy that I'll deny that. All right, so I've been the Hidden Object Guru. Thanks for coming along this journey with us. If you have a good time and you'd like to hear more, we talked about the beginning of the show, back when the show was just a few episodes in, while also playing this wonderful game that I can't say enough good things about. So you can check that elsewhere on this playlist. Also, some buttons are going to come up for subscribing or checking out another video. There's any number of ways to get involved here at the Hidden Object Guru channel. You did the quiz last time. Have you got another quiz you want to give people so I can give away a free game?
Okay.
You got an idea for a quiz?
Name the two characters that have slept with the Punisher.
Well, no, I think it's more than two, so just name two characters who have slept with the Punisher.
Okay.
Because there are more than two.
Okay, there's like 3 or 4. Let's stick with the
There's
ones.
like, again, I'm a Punisher fan from way back. He used to. There's an episode, and you can't use this one. There's an episode where an issue where he has sex with fake Jane Fonda. Okay, it's like the Punisher used to get around back in the day.
Okay,
it's
the
only
two
Garth
Punisher
Ennis
Max
that turned
characters
him.
then.
There we go. It's only how should I put this? It's only Garth Ennis that turned him into a warrior monk. Okay.
Yeah.
Seriously, there's an episode, he goes to, I think, Alaska to look into eco-terrorism, and one of the people there is fake Jane Fonda. And yeah, the Punisher and fake Jane Fonda have sex while other people are watching Barbarella. What I'm saying is, the Punisher used to be amazing. The Punisher is still pretty fun, but the Punisher used to be amazing. So yeah, who are the two ladies he has sex with in Punisher Max? That is actually a good quiz. If you're the first commenter below this video to answer that, put those two names in, you win a prize. Also, be sure to put in the time code of the video, roughly, where we gave the quiz, because that way, if you end up answering this 6 months from now, you don't just put in a random fact and say that's the answer to a quiz, and I have to figure out whether to give you a code or not. I've already put out like 100 quizzes, and only like 15 of them have been answered, so I don't remember most of the quizzes I've done. So I've started asking people to, put a time code so I can check to make sure there really was a quiz.
Yes.
I don't think that's an unfair. I'll get that anyway. God damn it. So bad at this.
Smooth.
All right, so again, thanks for joining us. I've been the Hidden Object Guru.
I've been the Gun Wrangler.
We'll see you back here for more of this kind of thing, but until then, au revoir.